Happy to recording just a few hours before OU takes on Florida for the right to go to the Women's College World Series Championship Series. And we got to talk about some keys because this is a big game today. The expectation for OU after losing on Monday pretty convincingly to the Gators 9-3. The expectations have not changed. The expectations are for OU to win its fourth consecutive national championship. And whether it's fair, it's not, whatever. The expectation is national championship or bust again this year. So they got to get past Florida on this Tuesday afternoon. Let's discuss some keys here. Drop in the comments what you think the biggest keys are today. But I'm going to start off with something I talked about yesterday and essentially the post-game show for the loss to Florida. The biggest key for OU today, and I think it's bigger than any other key that's out there, or the thing that really needs to happen today. Guys, this team has got to be better with runners in scoring position. Again, if you watch the live stream from yesterday, I talked a lot about that. But like waking up, it's a new day. You feel a little bit better, at least I do, than I did yesterday after that game. But my thoughts on the biggest keys today have not changed. And that's it. I'm going to guess Rothrock goes for Florida today. And she threw 131 pitches yesterday. You got a lot of looks at her. JT Gasso is going to look at the film. He's really good at that. So you're going to have a much better game plan going into today as to what you want to do against her. But she's going to give you opportunities, just like she did yesterday. 7 walks. You had 7 hits on the day. I don't question that OU is going to have plenty of base runners today. They'll have enough base runners to go and win this game and produce some runs. But unlike the previous 2 games, they've got to move them over, and they've got to get them in. 5 innings yesterday, you got the leadoff runner on. In a lot of those innings, you did absolutely nothing with it. Can't be the case today. And look, guys, if you got a runner at third with less than 1 out, would I take a 2-run home run? Would I take a home run? Of course I would take a home run. But to win a national championship and to win a game like this, you don't always have to hit a home run in those scenarios. Sometimes it's just a hard ground ball to the right side. Sometimes it's just a deep fly ball to center field that can score the run. And to be fair, Riley Boone did that yesterday in the top of the 2nd inning. You just had a base running error, but it's got to be better situationally today. Because if you hit with runners in scoring position like you did yesterday, this could be the final time we see the softball team play this year. And that's a scary thing to say out loud, and it's not a fun thing to say out loud. But that's it. I'll talk about more keys. You guys will drop keys in the comments. I know we got people already in the live stream. But how do they hit today with runners in scoring position? How do they hit today with 2 outs? There's a lot of stats that I will look at today. Number 1, runners left on base. What does that look like at the end of the game? And I'd like to see 2-out hitting, what they look like today as well. Because there's been so many times in the past where 2 outs, that's when the magic happens for the OU offense. Or 2 outs, nobody on, they're able to string together a couple of back-to-back base hits, and then someone hits one in the gap or over the wall to, add a couple of runs on the board. But offensively today, it's what I'm looking at. It's what I'm looking at for sure. Before we get to more keys, I mentioned that I feel better than I did yesterday waking up. I don't know about the rest of you. If you're waking up today and you're a little bit nervous, join the club. I feel better than what I did yesterday. I'm not going to tell you that it's at 9:30 that I'm not nervous about this game today. Of course I'm nervous about this game. Your backs are against the wall. It's win or it's go home. But I love what Kinsey Hansen said yesterday after the game. And if you didn't see it, maybe this will ease things a little bit for you as we inch closer and closer to first pitch.
That the Sooners play best after we get punched in the mouth. That's what I've learned this season.
The Sooners play their best when they get punched in the mouth. Punch them in the mouth, all right. They're going to respond and play their best game of the season. I got to see that again from kids.
That the Sooners play best after we get punched in the mouth. That's what I've learned this season.
Kinsey's been clutch so many times in her career, and she's one of the players that I'm looking at today that needs to get that clutch gene back that she's had so many times. And she had a mammo bomb against Duke in that first game of the Women's College World Series. But that makes me feel better to hear. Because it's true. It's not just some hype-up speech like, hey, we're a team that can really rally back. We all believe in ourselves. Like, no, they've done this several times before throughout their career, not just in program history, even the last 10 years. This particular team has done it many times before in the stadium that they're going to play today. So I'm nervous, just like you guys are, but they've done it many times before, and I'm excited to see what happens today. Robert, what's up? Robert Brownfield says, "I believe in Sooner Magic." Yeah, I believe in it as well, and I believe in this team and their ability to bounce back. That's for sure. Because, like I said, that's just it's all they've done in their career, and they've been in this spot before. I think that helps. I guess they technically weren't in the spot last year, right? Because they didn't lose a game in the Women's College World Series. I think the year before that, they lost to UCLA during the day and came back and handed UCLA one of its worst losses in program history. The rich story tradition of UCLA. They turn around after beating OU in one game. In the same game yesterday, they just didn't get delayed until the next day, like today. OU put a hurting on them. This same class lost two times in Oklahoma City and still won the national championship. Lost to Odyssey Alexander and James Madison, rolled all the way through the losers bracket, get to the championship series, lose to Florida State the first game, and win the next two. So this team has faced adversity, and I think they faced a good amount of adversity even during the regular season this year, right? I mean, six losses this year in the regular season, and everyone was freaking out about this team. So they've been here before. Bird Brain, what's up? Rally caps on. Yeah, whatever you need to do today. Whatever that is, guys. Rally caps, different shirt, different jersey, Kelly Maxwell jersey. I don't know. Whatever you need to do today, like, let's go. It's win or go home. The pressure is on today. Let's make sure we as fans do what we need to do to put this team in the best situation. And that includes bringing a little bit more energy than was at the stadium yesterday. I'm not blaming the loss on the fans or anything like that. It's just, I talked about it yesterday on the stream. It's just, man, that felt like there was no energy in that place yesterday. I don't know if it's because of the delay or what that was, but just didn't feel like there was a whole lot of energy in that stadium yesterday. From the fans to the team, you're just used to seeing this team all hyped up and loud, and the crowd all loud and crazy. People think it's a unfair advantage that OU gets to play in that stadium. Didn't feel that yesterday. Felt like he was playing a neutral site game at 2,000 miles away from OKC. But maybe that's a good thing about getting a night's rest, coming back today. Like, the fan base has kind of come back like, all right, that wasn't good enough yesterday. We're going to bring it today in a game like this. The team, all right, that wasn't good enough yesterday. We're going to bring it in a game like this. Just kind of a go to sleep, renewed energy. Let's come back out today with our best. Because you got to. Your back's against the wall. Okay, Robert says, hashtag championship mindset, hashtag OU DNA, hashtag Boomer Sooner. Robert's bringing the energy today. I don't know if Robert's going to the game tonight or not, or today, but I hope so. I hope that's the case. Robert's pumped up. Chief, what do you got? Tyler, our pitchers this year isn't as deep after Maxwell. We really don't have any closers. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, okay. Kelly Maxwell's your ace, and clearly I think that you agree with me, Chief. I don't think it's much of a question. Kelly Maxwell is your best option. She's going to pitch today. If you make it to the championship series, she's going to start at least 2 of those games if you play 3. We really don't have any closers. I don't know if I'm totally ready to give up on Nicole May being a factor the rest of this postseason. And I say that, Chief, because I think that her or Kirsten Deal's just going to have to be if they play a 3-game championship series. Like, Patty was asked after the game yesterday, okay, well, you had Kelly Maxwell who threw that great game on Saturday with the day's rest. Why did you go with Kelly Maxwell? Or why didn't you go with Kelly Maxwell? And why'd you go with Nicole May? And Patty said, I have to trust my pitching staff. And I have to let them know that I trust them in a situation like this. Because Patty's point is, and I do agree with her on this, it can't just be Kelly Maxwell from here on out. I mean, literally, I don't think that it can. Because we're going to be asking Kelly Maxwell now to pitch today and probably ask her to throw 7 innings, right? Pitch today, pitch tomorrow, maybe pitch on Thursday, and then pitch on Friday. I mean, that's 4 consecutive days. And I know that, hey, this is the Women's College World Series. You do what you got to do. But that's a lot of strain on a pitcher. And that's a lot of times that a lineup can see a pitcher. Like Kelly Maxwell's really good. I got a lot of confidence in her. But Texas is a good lineup. And as good as Kelly Maxwell might be, at some point you get fatigued. And at some point, you just see an offense so many times that they're going to make some real adjustments. So I just say that hopefully this team ends up winning a national championship. And hopefully it only takes Maxwell starting today and you beat Texas twice. I think it's going to be a lot more difficult than that, than just saying that. The point is I do think that you're going to need Maxwell or Deal at some point here on out. And if Patty was so confident and so willing just to show the pitching staff that she has confidence in them yesterday, I'm going to guess that she goes back to Deal or Deal or May at some point. And I know not everyone's going to like that, but I think that might happen. Maybe not in a starter role, maybe in a relief role. But if OU advances to play tomorrow, I think that it's probably not the last time that we've seen either Nicole May or Kirsten Deal. Maybe even both. But we'll see. By the way, I got to one key about the offense today and rambled on. Read some of your comments, which I love. Keep those comments coming. What do you guys think? What do you guys think is the biggest key today? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to read it because in case you're just now joining, left on base. Runners left on base yesterday was bad. Not good. I think the offense today is the biggest key. Can't leave runners in scoring position. Got to have timely hits today. That's my biggest key. Second biggest key, it's Kelly Maxwell. I mean, who's in the circle today in a big game like this is always a big key. So how does she perform after maybe the best start of not just her OU career, but guys, of her college softball career? I think you can make a heck of an argument. That was the best start, the shining moment of Kelly Maxwell's collegiate softball career. The stage, where it was at, just people doubting her everything. She shut a lot of people up, and there's a lot of believers today in Kelly Maxwell, and maybe there weren't 4 days ago, right? So how does she back that up? Because as much as I think that was probably the best start of her career on Saturday, today becomes the biggest start of her career. No doubt about it. I mean, she is pitching. Team is win or go home. It's a game to get in the championship series. This is the biggest game of Kelly Maxwell's career. It's probably the biggest game of Kelly Maxwell's life. Now, I feel pretty good about what she's going to give you today based on not only her last start, but apparently what happened between her and Patty on Saturday morning. Because according to Patty, I know a lot of you have probably heard this quote by now, Kelly Maxwell just went out there and she just kind of pitched free. She left all the outside noise and the dugout. She didn't carry that in the circle. And she said, you know what? I'm going to control what I control. I'm going to go be the best version of myself today. And she was the best version of herself today. And if she pitches anything like she did on Saturday, OU's going to win today. It may be 1-0 again. It could be a really close game again. But if Kelly Maxwell looks today like she did on Saturday, OU's going to win this game today, and they're going to advance to the championship series. So that's a nice feeling to have going into today. But she's got to replicate that. And I hope the free and, everything that Patty said after the game, I hope she carries that in the circle today. I really hope that's the case. And I've got confidence in her for sure. But it's a big start for Kelly Maxwell. I feel like that was her legacy game on Saturday, but she can really add to her short OU legacy just the 1 year if she can go out and pitch him into the championship series today. But big time spot for Kelly Maxwell. I'm interested to see. Last key, and I did a video on this a few days ago, 5 reasons why OU softball is going to win the Women's College World Series. I think that was it was a week ago today when I did that. I put defense number 1. And I don't think the defense has been bad the past 2 games, but it just hasn't been exceptional like we've been used to. The first game, it was exceptional. Jada Coleman robbing a home run ball, full extension catch, and Alina Torres making some great plays at second base. But like yesterday, Riley Boone going full extension and that ball getting all the way to the wall and it was inside the park home run. Like those just aren't the things that you've been accustomed to seeing, right? So you are elite defensively. You are the best defensive softball team in the country and in the field, bar none. Let's make the spectacular happen again today defensively, not some of those mistakes that maybe they've made the past couple of days. And they had no errors in the column yesterday, but again, that inside the park home run, first one in 10 years in OKC was a pretty big moment. Chief says, I agree with Patty's choice of who we started. We need one or two that can throw over 70 miles per hour. Tomorrow we will be at a disadvantage. Texas will be rested and ready. Yeah, I was really rooting for Stanford last night. One, because I hate Texas. Yeah, I always root against Texas. Two, because, it feels like having that extra day off is a big advantage for them. And they've got a freshman pitcher right now that is on a roll. Tegan Cavan's. Freshmen aren't supposed to do this. I don't know if anyone just didn't tell her, but what is that? Back-to-back one-hitters in this tournament for her. And, you've got Mac Morgan, who threw a one-hitter as well. I think, does Texas have 3 games? All 3 of their games, have they thrown one-hit shutouts so far? Now they get a day's rest in between. I know that we question right now what OU has after Kelly Maxwell, but Texas has at least 3 arms that you like right now. Gutierrez, Mac Morgan, and Tegan Cavan. They got an advantage. You got an advantage playing in Oklahoma City. Maybe you still have the overall better team, but if OU takes care of business today and plays against Texas, that is going to be one heck of a series, man. That is going to be an incredible series because Texas offensively is going right now. I know they only scored the 1 run yesterday against Stanford, but, come on. We know who Stanford had in the circle last night, Texas is playing really well right now. They definitely look like they belong as the number 1 seed. Drew Smith says OU baseball and softball collide. Both coaches going to have to hit portal for pitching because of graduation. Yeah, I'm tempted to read you guys a text message that I got over the weekend. It's going to take me a minute to go back and I'll just say that's going to happen. Okay, they're going to go. They're going to go find someone in the portal. And of course they're going to go find someone in the portal. Just like they found Kelly Maxwell last year, right? So, they lost Jordy Ball, who, at the rate Jordy Ball was going in her OU career, she was on pace to maybe be thought of as the greatest OU pitcher of all time. Seriously. Women's College World Series MVP last year. All she had done so far is win national championships. You had high expectations coming back for this year, and she leaves for Nebraska. But you go and get Kelly Maxwell and you go find your ace. I don't know who their ace is going to be next year. I'm hoping it's Kirsten Deal, and I'm hoping Kirsten Deal does something at some point in this tournament to make us feel really good about that. But they got a good freshman class coming in. They'll go get someone via the portal, and they'll go get someone via the portal that is from a very respected program. But here's the deal, guys. I'm worried about today, to be quite honest with you. We could talk about next year throughout the entire offseason. We've got a lot of time to discuss that. But it's going to be difficult to replicate the team that they've had here recently. Just look who they're losing. They're losing Kelly Maxwell. They're losing Kinsey Hansen. They're losing Alyssa Brito. They're losing Riley Boone. They're losing Jada. They're losing Tiara. They're losing a lot of really good players. And yes, they'll go attack the portal, I'm sure, and go get some players, but it ain't going to be easy to replicate the seniors that you've had on this year's team. So, we'll worry about that when it comes to it. But, yeah, OU baseball and OU softball, they're going to have to hit the portal, but everyone's hitting the portal right now. And I'm sure they'll get some really good players, and I'm sure some of these freshmen will step up in a big way. For those of you that are just now joining us, I just want to share this with you. I just want to share it with you because I think it's going to put you maybe in a better space. But here was what Kinsey Hansen said last night about why she thinks this team is going to respond to.
That the Sooners play best after we get punched in the mouth. That's what I've learned this season.
Sooners play their best when they get punched in the mouth. They got punched in the mouth yesterday. They got dominated yesterday by a good Florida team. Got to get up off the mat and show everyone what you're all about today. I think that they will. I think that Kelly Maxwell is going to go out and throw a gem. I'm not predicting a complete game shutout or anything like that. I think Florida's rolling right now offensively, and their big hitters really stepped up yesterday. Skylar Wallace had 2 bombs. SEC Player of the Year Jocelyn Erickson had a home run. Florida is Florida's playing well offensively right now. But I just like I don't think the expectation for Kelly Maxwell should be she's got to throw a complete game shutout or it's a bad outing. Like the offense should give Kelly Maxwell enough support today where if she gives up 1 or 2 runs, you should be able to win the game today. Be nice. Be awesome if Kelly Maxwell throws a complete game shutout. Maybe she does. Maybe she replicates what she does on Saturday. But I just don't want to be sitting here tonight at 6 p.m., by the way. I'm going to go live again, just like last night. The game's going to be going on during the radio show, so I can't get on until like 6:05. But like and subscribe if you haven't already. But I'm doing live stream again, essentially a post-game show for the softball game today at 6:05. I don't want to come back in here today and say, well, Kelly Maxwell gave up 2 runs today. That's why they lost. No, 1 or 2 runs should be enough today to win it. This is on the offense. All right. And I just listed all the 4th-year seniors, but Florida's big players stepped up yesterday. Your big players need to step up today. All right. So it's on Kinsey Hansen. It's on Brito. It's on Jada. It's on TRA. It's on Riley Boone. They've played an incredible amount of softball. They've been a part of a lot of championship teams. They played a lot of games in the stadium. Go do it. Go take control. Kelly Maxwell will do her part in the circle, but offensively, I'm calling on this team to do what needs to be done to go win this game. And don't make the big defensive mistakes either. But here we go. Win or go home. The pressure's on, guys. Hey, as always, appreciate you guys hopping on here. Drop it in the comments as well. 6:05 tonight, I will be on doing a live stream. 20, 25 minutes or so. Hopefully I'm in a happy mood. Hopefully we're all in a happy mood. Hopefully we're not talking about the last game of the season or the last game for these 4 seniors here. Win, lose, whatever. Rain delay, I don't think that's going to happen today. Looks like we're going to get the softball game in on time. Talk to you at 6:05 tonight. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate you as always. We'll talk to you after this game. Enjoy the game. Hope it goes well. Talk to you at 6:05 Central tonight.